Very good afternoon to you. 3 minutes past 5 is the time. Tom Swarbrick here on LBC. What on earth did they think they were doing? To be quite candid with you, I didn't want to give these people what it was they were craving when they sprayed orange froth all over a Neolithic monument, a monument held in some wonder by lots of people, a site at which maybe hundreds had been buried, where souls for possibly thousands of years have met, a place that is, if not sacred, then sacrosanct. Tainted yesterday by the zealots from Just Stop Oil who used the stones as a canvas for their own beliefs, their own demands, their own ends, and in doing so ignored the sanctity of the monument and displaced the resting souls of those who have gone before and who were able to recognise what they were witnessing. Not a place to transpose their own agenda, but a place of humility, a place to be humble, to be respected. All of this broadly true for Stansted Airport. I honestly am rather loath to give this protest group what they want, which fundamentally is publicity, but the cat is out the bag on that, so I thought as well we might as well ask them why. In a moment, we'll speak to a spokesperson for Just Stop Oil. First, we're joined by Dr. Rupert, the co-director of the ClimateMajorityProject. Thank you very much indeed for coming on the programme, Rupert. What do you make of this action?
Hi, Tom. Good to be with you again. Well, what we think in the Climate Majority Project is that more important now than just trying to gain publicity for the cause is actually getting people taking real action on the cause, which is something we all have a deep responsibility for. It isn't enough just to criticise others for what they are doing. But our judgment is that actually at this point it's probably more effective for people to actually get together and start to make changes on the ground, in their communities, in their workplaces, in their professions, etc., rather than continuing to try to draw attention.
So you are saying that this went too far, in effect?
So what I'm saying is that if a form of protest is not actually effective at getting more people onto one side, and if a form of protest is perhaps not strictly necessary in the sense that the alarm has now pretty much been well and truly raised around climate. Everyone appreciates not necessarily just how bad the problem is, but that we do have a serious problem on our hands. Under those circumstances, our judgment is that the most effective thing to do is, well, what's effective, i.e. actually starting to change things, actually influencing the political situation, for example, by way of people leading where they live, where they work, where they pray, in making the kind of changes together that we all so badly need to make.
Do you think that this particular group, Just Stop Oil, and maybe even the group that you co-founded back in the day, Extinction Rebellion, have spent too much time raising the issue by doing these kinds of stunts and not enough time actually getting the change that they say they want?
Well, yeah, that would be a rough translation of what I've just said. Although I would also make a distinction between the two actions that we're talking about here. It seems to me that the Stonehenge action has caused a lot of outrage and not much sympathy, whereas the Stansted action is rather more complex. It seems to me that there is a bit more of a case. I wouldn't do it myself, but I can understand the case for people wanting to say, actually, look, private jets are simply incompatible with our future, and making a high-profile protest against those. So part of what I'm saying is I think we have to be quite nuanced about how we assess these things in terms of what makes sense, what's effective, what's liable to provoke sympathy, and justifiably so.
Very good to talk to you. Thank you for coming on the programme. Dr. Rupert, co-director of the Climate Majority Project.